Using different focal length lenses is one of the most powerful tools in your kit bag. On a basic level, the focal length of the lens will determine how much of the scene you can include in your shot. So this standard zoom lens goes from a reasonably wide view, in this case 18mm, which is equivalent to around 28mm on a full frame camera, up to 70mm, which gives a much narrower view. For many landscapes, you'll find that the shortest setting on a standard zoom doesn't give a wide enough view though. For this, you'll need a wider lens, such as this 10 to 20mm, which allows you to include much more of the scene. But there's much more to using different focal length lenses than simply the amount of the scene that you can include. They don't actually change perspective, as you'll often hear quoted, but they do allow you to change your viewpoint, which is the key to altering the perspective. Now this sounds scary and technical, but perspective is simply the relative size of objects in the foreground and the background of your image. But rather than get bogged down in the technical details, let's take a look at what this means in practice. Here I've found some rocks to use as foreground interest, and I can use different viewpoints and lenses to alter how they appear in the final image. If I get close to the foreground and shoot with a wide angle lens, the rocks appear huge compared to the hill in the background. But if I move further away from the rocks and use a longer focal length, the hill in the background is still about the same size as my shot taken from closer to the rocks, but these rocks now look much smaller in the frame. Using even longer focal length lenses will mean that you can shoot from even further away, making the objects appear much closer together, or compressed. This leads to the common mistake that telephoto lenses compress perspective. But if we take a shot on a shorter focal length lens from the same position, and simply crop in to give the same view as the telephoto lens, the effect is exactly the same. So it's your viewpoint that determines the perspective, and then all you need to do is choose a lens that allows you to include as much or as little of the scene as you want.